Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jersey and we're back with another RuneScape DragonWilds build. And today we are gonna be working on a medium-sized home, two-story, a little deck to go around there, a little porch on the front, and it's gonna look very nice. Again, we're gonna be using the very first wood. We're gonna make this all out of that. The great thing is that if you like the design, as you unlock the new materials, you can slowly replace all the pieces. But we're gonna start with the foundation right over here. We're gonna start putting our doors, and then we're gonna start placing windows and walls. Now, once again, this is a simple design. I'm trying to do simple design series that will not take too much resources or size for your bases, but also trying to start giving a little bit more of a flair. Maybe you already did my first design and you're ready to add another base. Maybe your friend is playing with you and you want to start adding another house into your base. Maybe you're trying to make a little village, right? And hopefully this is another design right here. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be able to build this build in one of my members' worlds, and I'm so grateful because they did a lot of the grind getting all the wood so I can just come in and build, and that is just fantastic, right? Okay, so as you can see, we finished doing all the walls, all the windows, and we're using this double door style just to give it something a little bit different. Now we're extending the porch on the front over here, and this is where we're gonna have the porch, and we're gonna have a little hanging porch area on the top. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a lot of these pillars in all the seams just to give it that extra support. Something that I keep learning in this style of building is the support system is very important. So the more you reinforce it, the better it is. It's gonna hold the weight, and we're gonna get that into the roof system because again, I keep struggling a lot when making roofs in this game, but today I kind of understood a little more by using the support pillars, especially the diagonal ones, and that made the roof more possible. Now, something that I personally like, I need to always go like 1.5. Because if you put the roof the same height of the wall, it's so close to the character. I'm not a fan of it. So by just increasing by another half, like of the pole, the roof, when you go inside, it's just so much more spacious, so it feels more comfortable for you to walk in. So I personally like it. Again, if you don't want that and you like it just right even flushed out with the wall, then this step right here you don't have to do, just basically doing the step but without the little half. Now we are gonna have a second flooring, so we're gonna work on the stairs. Now these stairs that you see in here, you are not gonna do this particular stair unless you like it, but we do actually make a little bit better of a stair. That way it's not like right in the middle of the room. Now we're attaching all the little floor panels on the top over here, and we're doing a little side one over here. Again, this is how I first had it initially, but all of that evolved to something else. Now over here, as you can see, we're gonna cover all of this. Now this is gonna be up to you if you play around with different pieces. Maybe you like it open, maybe you're using this build for something else, you would like to keep it open, but I went ahead and closed it with the little small square wall right over here, and I just went all around the border, just hiding all the seams, and then go ahead and put some torches because it's gonna get very dark inside the house. So that is something that you need to add some lights as soon as you can, and then everything's gonna be a lot better. Okay, so now we're doing extending the little balcony area. That's the word that I was looking for earlier. The little balcony area on the very top over here, we're gonna do 2 tiles. Actually, eventually we're gonna extend it by another little half, putting another half of that little square because it felt too tight. It didn't feel just right, so we're gonna extend that by a little bit. But as you can see, we're adding the little support beams once again, making sure that we have all the support so we can, when we start pushing, we can expand all of that. Now we're gonna do this little different design. There is the big window and you can use that. There's the double window and the wall with the window, but I decided to go a little different because I wanted again to add a little bit more of design when it comes to this build. And we're gonna do the little squares on the side of these windows. You're gonna see that in a moment. So I'm using this window panel, we're doing the walls over here, we're gonna do another wall on the other side, we're gonna do a door where it's gonna take you out into the balcony area. We're gonna do another little half of those windows right over here, and then a full wall. And then you're gonna see how we're gonna put it in between the little sections. We're gonna do the little square, and it just gives it a little bit something extra to look at, especially when you're using the simple wood of this build. Now, the great thing about building in the simple woods like this is that you can do a lot more. It's a lot easier. You can get the design down, and then when you need to swap it, you can start swapping the pieces for something better that you are unlocking, especially when you start unlocking that tier 2. But this helps a lot to get builds done and get the people motivated to start building, right? Especially when you have to get all those resources. Okay, so you see the little X squares. So we added that on the sides. It looks good on the outside, it looks good on the inside. Once again, we adding the little support beams just to kind of strengthen the walls, right? I think that's the word. Strengthen up the walls. Now we're gonna do the little panels over here. Again, I'm gonna go with the 45-degree-inch roofing, so that's what I'm gonna be using right over here. And I'm gonna go just a little bit like halfway through the wall, because I want part of the seams to kind of hang out on the outside. What that is doing, that means that instead of the roof being fleshed out all the way to the wall in the bottom part, right, you're gonna have these little pieces that are gonna hang out all across the home, and I feel like that gives it a nicer little look. If you don't like that, then you can put the triangle right fleshed out with the wall, and you don't have to do like everything that I just did. But I just feel like it gives it this nice little look. Again, you're gonna have to do this 3 times. So we're gonna put like one of this half the square over here, you put one on the other side, then you're gonna do the triangle, and then you're gonna work all the way on to the top. So, and that's what you're gonna see right over here. Again, something that we're gonna get to into the roof pieces over here is the support beams, right? So we're gonna skip a lot of the roof part of the build, because I was just trying so hard to make this work. Again, I'm not accustomed building in this style with this kind of rules. You know, I'm usually more used to more freedom, and there's like no consequences. You can just put stuff. But on this game, we do have that particular stuff. So that's something important that we need to do. So we're going to start using the diagonal beams to reinforce it, and you're gonna see that that's gonna come in just a moment. So again, we're gonna do the triangle pieces, triangle on the top, and then we're gonna have that little window there that at the end of the video, we're actually gonna make it look like windows. It's gonna give it, again, a little more natural light coming in through there. Again, we're gonna do this section right over here again, and like I said, there is just 3 areas that you're gonna repeat this pattern, right? With one on the side, and then in the front, in the back, on the long way. Putting your triangle pieces on the other side, and then 2 more little ones. Now over here on this one, because we have this tree in the back that we want to keep for the future, it's gonna grow, it's gonna look really nice. I decided not to have the window because there was no purpose to it. So we are actually gonna fill it in. But again, if yours doesn't have a tree and you want to continue with the window pattern, then you can leave it open and don't have to worry about it. And as you can see, now we finished all those pieces. Everything is coming into shape. Everything is looking good. Now, this is where I was starting to try to work on the roofing. And I'm starting to put in the pieces, and I'm trying to connect these pieces here so then the roof can land. But at some point, when you're putting the roof pieces, it's just going red. There is no support. There is like, it's unsustainable. And it took me a while to understand, I'm new to this type of building. I'm new into the idea that you need this support, because sometimes you plan something and you don't imagine something else going there, right? Like a lot of the games, builder games out there, they don't have that. You just put roof, everything just attaches. And this one doesn't do that. So right here, you see, I can't go anymore. Then I was trying to do the beams in the middle, but then I was like, wait a minute. What happens if I do the diagonal from the wall, mid in the middle, and then put the tile pieces in the top? And oh my gosh, it worked. And that was the trick. And now going forward, I understand this rule. And again, this is just something that we need to learn. I need to learn. I need to slowly understand when it comes to building in RuneScape. It's a little bit trickier in that sense. But as you can see, I'm putting all these support beams, attaching like in a triangle pattern. And then that allows me to put more roof pieces, just like what happened there. I can't add it anymore. So I'm doing another connection right over here, and that will let me put the piece on. And yeah, and that's just how that works. It's incredible how that section of building in this game is so different compared to others, but I feel like I am getting used to it. I feel like I will get better, and this will help me in the understanding when I try to go for more builds that are a little more elaborate. And I gotta remember that it's gonna require more of the support beams depending how big or how more elaborate or everything is gonna get, right? So you can see all the pieces, everything looks good. The one thing is, it did give it a little look into the building, so I really like that a lot. But as you can see, once I start putting the pieces, everything starts working very nicely. Over here, I feel we needed another little support beam area, so we're gonna add that to we can make that connection. It just still feels, the game is telling you, hey, you can't put that there just yet, but by just adding another beam, it will work. And then we're going around to the other sections, and then we're gonna go around on the back and just adding the first layer. Now after this roofing piece, the 45, you're gonna go with the medium size, also still the 45, you're gonna the medium. Over here, this is one of the things that I'm not used to, the corner pieces, and I kind of embedded the two flat ones, but you're gonna see that we're gonna delete that, and then we're gonna add a corner piece that will actually make everything look really good, because if not, on the inside, you will see in a moment everything is just clipping in. Same thing in this corner here. All of this gets fixed because we're gonna put the proper pieces to make it work. But I left this a little longer here because you can see the struggle is learning the game, learning the way to work, how to use the pieces. It is a learning curve, but hey, if I don't want you to give up, I'm not gonna give up, and you don't give up. We keep pushing each other to make something better. So over there is where you saw when I deleted that, I put a little support beam, and you see it there, I have one. That way the corner piece can actually land, because if not, it's telling you that there is no support. So again, we are learning why support beams are so important and why they're included in the game. It's not just for decoration, but it's actually you need it for building in this game, and it's important to use. Now over here is when we're gonna start using the little medium piece, and we're just gonna go around the section. We're gonna then add another corner piece in the corner. Everything's gonna be working nicely again, and there we go. We're gonna start putting it there. There we go. Everything works, still has support. So now we're gonna attach the other piece over here, and look at this. We are slowly building away and getting this medium two-story home kind of together and looking really good. I really like the way this design came out. I think it can be used for a lot of stuff, especially depending on your take. The porch on the bottom can be expanded a lot longer. You can make it into a workshop area, cooking area, or just a decorating area, a storage area. It's gonna be up to you how you want to decorate it and use the space that is available. On the inside, it's really designed for like a home, but the outside, you know, the porch. Now I am gonna be building in this world over here. We are actually gonna be building an actual workshop, so, and it's gonna be together with the home, so it's gonna be like a 2-combo scenario, and it's gonna be like a medium-sized workshop, and it's gonna be a little different than the first one that I did. Now the first one that I did is to put as many of your stuff as possible and duplicating, and also storage unit. Now the next one that I'm gonna be building is gonna be more of a storage kind of not kind of storage, sorry, more of a workshop type of place, and that's what we're gonna do. Now underneath over here where the roof is coming down, I don't want it just to look open like that, so we're gonna close it out, just give it this nice look that is closed and fleshed out into the wall. I really like that a lot. We're gonna do it all around the house. We're gonna go on this section, we're gonna go in front of the balcony, and then we're gonna go behind it. Now I am very thankful that this game gives you this astral projection building ability, because imagine you don't have that, there's no creative, you can't fly. That means that you gotta start building a lot of stairs just to get to these high places. So thank you, RuneScape, for really adding that. Now on the inside, we also got that gap, so we're gonna go ahead and use again that little half square, and we're gonna make the wall go all the way to the top. That way it looks all fleshed out. We're gonna go ahead and put a little light because I can't see what I'm building over here. But look at the design inside. The beam gives it a nice look. The little floor, the roofing pieces. You know, this is a beautiful game, and the builds look absolutely stunning, and especially the inside. Sometimes the way the pieces are connecting together, it looks absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. I can't wait to see what tier 3, tier 4. I hope that they add more pieces, right? Because if not, then the game will get a little boring when it comes to designing. So I do hope that they keep adding more pieces. That way we can truly mix and match in the future, not just with the two kind of tiers that we have, but hopefully more in the future. Now, as you can see over here, I added more of the windows over here. I don't know if I want to add the one in the front. It was a wall because that's where the stairs were supposed to go. But maybe I do gotta change it. Don't know. I will need to see if I would want to do that. But over here, what we're doing, we're adding a little extra detail on the outside. You can see how we're adding more of the support pillars that go all the way to the top, just to give it this beautiful, beautiful look that I feel like is kind of a little bit missing. So we're gonna add that and make sure everything is good. I'm checking all the areas that are not missing anything. So again, I'm putting one over there, putting over here, going down on the middle, putting the stuff that we need to do, and then finding all the other places. And then slowly this is becoming really well. This is over here is when we're still using the first tile, right? And so we're gonna go down, we're gonna we're gonna make this railing system over here. We're gonna make it look nice, but we are actually gonna extend the balcony area by another half square, so it actually feels like you got a little more space, because it was so tiny, and when you walk out of there, I don't even know how we can decorate it or put something nice in there. So we're gonna extend it halfway into the front, but the idea of the rails is the same. It's just gonna be a little bit longer, but it should work. And I really like this design. I like the way that's looking. Now we're gonna extend the front, the porch over here. I felt like it needed a little more space, so we're gonna extend it. Now the two pieces in front of the house, we're actually gonna take that away. We're gonna do a little stairs that kind of in the corner. It's gonna lead you up into both sides, depending which way you wanna go. We're gonna put another stairs kind of in the back of the porch area. Over here is where we kind of extend it to the square, as you can see, and we're gonna recreate the porch look. Now, if you get to this point and you're still watching and you like everything that you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And don't forget that you can slow down the video after you watch it the first time. You know, you can put in slow motion, and that way you can see a little more clearly. Just go ahead and mute the mic and you don't have to hear me speak in a very slow-mo type of voice. But that should help you. But I really like how this is turning out. The house is coming out really good. I really like the shape. I like the feel of it. And then now over here, we deleted the platforms in the front. And now I want to work in these stairs. Not that it goes straight, obviously, into the door, but a little more off to the side. So I'm using the corner piece over here. I think that feels great. Then we're adding more of the stairs coming down. We're going to add another set of stairs going on the other way, and it kind of leads you into the directions, right? You can go up and then go towards the house, or go up and go towards the porch area. So I like that. Now we need to do a little fencing around the porch, so I decided to do something different and using again this beautiful little square. And I want more pieces like this. I think they're great because they add this little accent. So I'm doing this on the porch area, kind of like a little rails, and then we're gonna put the support beams to give it a different look. And again, all of these adding details that you may not like, but I do like. So it's up to you if you want to add all those details. I'm kind of doing the same thing on the top over here, and since it's the same type of wood, it's the only way that we can do this. Now the only wood that we're using here, we're using only one time on the oak wood, and it's for the indoor windows frames, because either I'm gonna leave it empty or use those, because I really don't like the ones that they give you like the sticks. It's just, they don't look good in my opinion. I don't even know why they thought about doing that. It just doesn't look good at all, but I like this. Now over here, as you can see, I'm adding all these extra wood. I changed my mind, the foundation. I didn't show everything that I did. I'm showing you what it's going to look like at the end, because this is what you need to do, because we instead of showing you all those steps, you see how I'm taking all those little plank and walls, because we don't need it. I wanted to do something different, because the deck kind of was starting to look the same like the house, and it was just watching everything just looking the same. I wasn't liking it, so I decided to do like this little log fencing around it, and just gave it this little different look. And I really like this. I feel like it gave it something different, and you kind of hide the bottom, but also you can kind of see through it, so it gives you this depth, and it just feels like more like this foundation of a cabin I don't know. I really liked it. So if you like it, you can feel free to do it. And then over here, you can see we adding the little rail again with the little pillars. I think that gives it a nice little thing. And then over here, this was a lot of trial and error. So it was really hard to edit. So I just decided to show kind of the final product, the last little section of the little stairs. I decided to make it a little bit better than what we had. It felt a little too small. It felt a little too crowded. I don't know, didn't like it. So, and it was kind of like in the middle of the house. So I prefer like you walk in and then turn and then see the stairs. So that's what we're doing over here. And I was trying different things. So the best way that it worked, it was like two stairs in the top leading to a foundation and then one coming down. And then we're going to close it. It has kind of like a little hallway, and underneath the stair, we're going to create this little closet. And I think that, you know, it's just decorations. You can put like the armor plates in there or something like that, and that could work great. And you will see that in a moment when we open the closet. But just give you the idea on how we fix the stairs right over here and make it feel a little better. Again, I'm using the little one square piece over here to kind of make another little rail so you don't fall. You know, we don't have fencing, so this is like the best way you kind of make your one. But we don't have pillars that are that short, so it's really weird to get it just right. But I've been using those. I've been really liking it, and I'm very happy with them. Over here, I was trying to like recreate another fence. That way it feels like it's all together. So we did this here, a combination of what this house is all about. And then we put a wall in the back. As you can see, we're doing a triangle piece on one side. We're going to do the triangle piece on the other side. We're going to kind of enclose the stairs so it doesn't feel like it's just floating there. And then we're going to go around behind it. And we're going to put a double frame here. So we're going to close the wall first so you don't see through it through the stairs. And then we're going to put the frame, and then we're going to put door and door. And now we have a little closet underneath the steps. And again, giving it something on the front of the door. Instead of going the double, this is the only one that we're going to replace. We're going to make a single. And then we're going to do again that little squares and little frame just to give it again the house a little something more to look at. And I really like the way this has turned out. I feel like this is a nice, very good bigger starter base home if you're looking for something bigger. Over here we added the little window frame so we can kind of put windows on those, as you can see. And I deleted the old stuff there and pop up. And we have this beautiful little two-story home right here. I love it a lot. I was so happy at the end the way it turned out. You never know how the things turn out at the end when you're building them, but I'm very happy. I'm happy that the member of the channel, D Cozy, is super happy. She was so happy that this is on her world, and I'm privileged enough to be able to build there. And I want to say thank you to D Cozy for doing all the grind to get all this wood to make this project possible and feed me too. She fed me with water, she gave me food. I'm very grateful. But look at this, and the possibilities are endless in the sense like how you can expand this, especially the porch area. You can expand it, you can add roofing, you can make another workshop. But again, like I say, if you hit that like and subscribe, you're going to be able to see the workshop that is actually going to be attached to this home, and that's going to be one of the next projects and something for you to watch and enjoy and have for your collection here in RuneScape. But as you can see, we open a little door frame over there, we come over here, we go up the stairs. The stair works really nice, and then over here on the top it could be the official room. And look at those beams. I really like it. You know, I really like the way everything turned out. We got the beautiful porch out here, beautiful view. This is in zone 1, right at the edge where zone 2 kind of starts, and in front of the water. And you're gonna have that view front of the water. That is the place that we picked for this base right here. And I really like the way everything's turning out, and I really like building in this game. The more I get used to it, the better I think I'm getting at. And I think we're gonna be continuing to make beautiful designs when it comes into this game. And I can't wait to go bigger and bigger, but one step at a time, right? One step at a time. It's always important to take it easy and learn everything that we need to learn when it comes to this game. But look at this, look at the back. I think the back looks great. Now I forgot to add a stairs in those doors, so you know, add the stairs. Add the stairs. I really love the base and the foundation. I feel like this looks much better than just leaving the normal foundation. It really gave it a different look. And again, it's gonna be up to you, all the things that you wanna do after watching this video. But I hope that you really enjoy it. I hope that you have inspired, that you are really inspired, and hopefully you build it and hopefully you tweak it and make it your own, duplicate it exactly or make it your own, right? And I hope that it serves you well. But guys, I do want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more builds on RuneScape, and I'll see you all on the next one. All right guys, see you later. Bye.